Okay guys, in this video we're going to talk a little bit about my intermittent fasting results or time restricted eating results, and I'm going to talk about how it's a fantastic tool and how it helped me get from this to this. I'm Steve, this is Life at the White House. Let's get into it. Okay guys, what is intermittent fasting? So basically what intermittent fasting is when you're pushing your meals back so you have a certain eating window to consume them meals in, and you'll have a period of fasting or not eating. So some people like to look at it as a maybe 16 and 8, which I think is really good, especially a really good starting point if you're looking to get into fasting. And basically what that means is you'll have a 16-hour window where you don't eat and an 8-hour eating window where you do eat. This can vary throughout the day, whatever suits you best, suits your needs best, but that's essentially what intermittent fasting is. So I think the most popular one is a 16 and 8. So 16 and 8 is 24 hours in a day. That's why the numbers are like that. So you can have a 20 and 4 if you like. Spread it out however you'd like. Maybe start with a 12 and 12, but I don't think people would really notice much of a difference there. But a 16 and 8 I think is a really good starting point. So that is basically what fasting is. So you're looking at periods of not eating, and then you're looking at eating windows. That is intermittent fasting. If you're interested in the foods that I ate in my eating window to achieve this weight loss, I'll leave a link in the description down below to another YouTube video where I chat all about it and go through the whole thing. But essentially that is what intermittent fasting is. It's where you have periods of eating and periods of not eating, and then you're restricting yourself to where you can and cannot eat. Cool? Cool. Okay guys, fasting versus diets. Now there is a little bit of confusion here, which is understandable, because when you're talking about losing weight, you're talking about various forms of diets and dieting techniques and stuff. There's loads of information out there, and it is very confusing, and I understand that. But fasting in and of itself isn't actually a diet. There isn't something that you have to eat with fasting to make it proper fasting, if you like. So it doesn't matter what diet you're on or what you choose to eat, what you like to eat, you can fast with that. So say what I like to do and what I always talk about and advise is a keto diet. Again, that video is linked in the description. And basically what I do is I eat keto and then I also fast with it. But it doesn't matter if you're low carb or high carb. Whatever works best for you is what works best for you. So I'd always recommend the thing that works best for you. Oh god, that is a terrible freeze frame on me. What terrible freeze frame. What I forgot to mention here, guys, is the calorie deficit when using intermittent fasting is going to be the most important thing. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, if you're in a surplus, you're going to gain weight. If you're in caloric maintenance, you're going to maintain weight. And if you're in a deficit, you're going to lose weight. So that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you're fasting or if you're not. If you're in a deficit, you will lose weight. But when you're fasting, it just helps with that, coming into a deficit, because now you're in a restricted eating window where you're having a few maybe larger meals in a small amount of time, helping you get into your deficit instead of snacking all throughout the day. Cool? Let's jump back into the video. Magic. So when you're talking about fasting or dieting, the two aren't exclusive to one another. You can do them together. So yeah, it doesn't matter what eating regimen you're on or what lifestyle you choose, you can always fast with it. So yeah, the fasting itself is only that period in the day where you do and do not eat. So again, it doesn't matter what kind of diet you're on, you can always fast with it. I try and steer clear of the word diet as well, like I mentioned in the previous videos, because it sort of implies you're doing something temporarily, and what we're looking for here is more of a lifestyle change. So if you can be consistent with this long term, then I think you'll see great results, like I did. Um, but yeah, you don't have to be on one particular diet to do fasting. You can do fasting whenever you'd like. I think a great point to start is a 16 and 8, and then you can progress from there, or you can change it up however you'd like. Now, in terms of what forms of fasting there are and what ones I recommend, that's what we're going to get into next. Okay guys, how long should you be fasting for? Now, there's different levels of this, like we've mentioned previously. I think if you're a beginner, a fantastic place to start is a 16 and 8, whereby you fast for 16 hours and you have an 8-hour eating window. There's so with the 16 and 8, you can have a 24, you can have a 24-hour fast, or you can eat OMAD, which means one meal a day, and that's abbreviated to OMAD. Or you can do alternate day fasting, which is something that I'm currently trying to do, and at the end of the month I'll put a video up about my experiences and how much weight I lost and how that affected my body and body fat percentage and all that sort of stuff. That will be coming at the end of the month, because at the minute I'm doing alternate day fasting, which is where you have a day when you fast and then a day when you eat and then you repeat, and that's all on a day fasting. But I have been fasting for quite a while now, and I've changed it up, so I don't think that's a good place to start if you're a complete beginner. I think if you're just starting and you've got a lot of weight to lose like I had, if you jump into the deep end, it might be quite discouraging if you can't quite manage it. So I think, yeah, starting with 16 and 8 is a great starting point. So, and when you say 16 hours without eating, that can be quite daunting. You might be thinking, God, how am I going to do that? But it is important to remember that you can schedule it. So 8 or 9 hours of that, or if you're lucky 10, is going to be of you sleeping. You're going to be in bed for at least half, if not more, than your period of fasting. So when you wake up, you've already done the majority of the work, and then what you're going to be doing after that is just pushing your breakfast to later in the day to create that period of fasting, and then you would have your eating window. So there are all the different levels of fasting you can do. So we've got 16 and 8, which is what I recommend for a beginner. Maybe you're 20 and 4, 24-hour fast, or your OMAD eating, or your alternate day fasting. Now that's not the only ones you can do. Obviously there's 24 hours in the day, and you can break it up however you'd like. Absolute beginner would be a 12 and 12, but again, I don't think you'd see much. That, I mean, if you finish your dinner at say 8 p.m. and then you have your breakfast again at 8 a.m. and then you're not going to see much difference in your day. Whereas if you probably do a 16 and 8, then you're going to realise that you're actually doing something there. But I think a 12 and 12 is probably what most people do without even realising they're doing it. So when you start with the 16 and 8, it is actually only a little change. So I think that's a great starting point. So that is what I'd recommend for a beginner, a 16 and 8. Okay guys, what to consume when you're in your fasting window. Now that may sound strange because it's a fasting window, but a lot of people say, oh, you can maybe take some BCAAs, or you can sneak this or that, and maybe you can have a little bit of this. I would say, to avoid confusion guys, just drink water. Just drink water during your fast, and then have your eating window be when you're eating. That's what it's there for. So whilst you're fasting, drink water. That's it. If you absolutely have to, you can also have maybe a flavoured tea, like a green tea or a cherry and cinnamon something like that, or a black coffee. No milk with these guys, but to keep it really simple and just to stop you from worrying maybe about, have I broken my fast, just drink water, because then you definitely know that you haven't, right? So it just keeps it simple for you, and it's nice and easy then, just drinking water. Because if you do have a little something and then you're thinking, oh, have I broken my fast, have I not, and then you'll think, oh well, if I've broken it, I'm just going to go into the cupboard and have a loaf of bread. Would be an insane lunchtime. um, don't go through a loaf of bread, but you understand what I mean. It's just got to keep it simple for you. If you're just drinking water, it just eliminates all that other risk and whether or not you've broken your fast. Again, if you want to see what I eat during my eating windows, I'll link it in the description down below. That's another YouTube video there, but I chat all about keto and stuff like that. I wanted to say again a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribing. A bit off topic, but we're coming to the end of the video now, so I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who's choosing to do that. We're getting subscribers in day after day, and it's blowing my mind how much people are really engaging with the videos and sharing the videos and liking the videos and commenting. It's amazing. So thank you to everyone who's doing that, and the people that have asked for a fasting video. That's it. Asked in there because I'm constantly saying fasting in this video, sorry. But yeah, here's that fasting video that I said I'd get to. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking. I'm Steve, this has been Life at the White House, and I'll see you again in the next one. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you did like it, please do drop a thumbs up down below. If you want to see more videos, click on the link on the left hand side, and if you've got any questions for me, leave them down there in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But apart from that, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.